against the motion. Catherine Zoll, executive director, said the grant money would be used to rehabilitate a 4-family house. As I just read, that was what the letter. Tonight, I sent an email to these two clowns. You both are disgraceful. My son is up in in the VA hospital with post-traumatic stress, 48 years old, you pieces of garbage. Tambria's son in the Marine Corps. Right now, my daughter, my youngest, serves as a lieutenant in the United States Coast Guard. You people are scum, Mr. Bassetto, and you too, Mr. Maynard, to vote against veterans who put their life on the line for your sorry butts. You are a disgrace. Here we have the United States Coast Guard Academy. We have the sub base across the way. We have electric boat. We have... I cannot believe.
National Guard.
The National Guard. You ought to be recalled, both of you. This is the kind of vote that shows the leadership that you have in this community. You are a disgusting disgrace. There was only one thing in the 5 years, almost 6, that I've been seeing worse than this, and that was the vote when oh God, I'm so angry. When the Brown voted in. Against the shelters way early on. I can't believe that we have leadership like this in New London, sitting across from a military base, an academy, one of the best in the world, okay? And you don't want to take care of veterans. You are a disgrace. How many police officers are veterans? How many firemen are veterans? Civil servants. New London, you ought to look at what you got for leadership, and this bum should be recalled and made sure that he and both of them don't get back in office. This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. Now, I have my own problem with homeless shelters for people who are chronically in doing the wrong things. That controversy goes on, and of course, I care a lot about the ministers that have been involved with this for years. I have come into controversy with them over the way the hospitality center is run. However, this is a totally different issue. Anybody voting against our people who put their lives on the line for us, whatever party they belong to, whatever, and get hurt and suffer illnesses, post-traumatic stress, all kinds of things. My father was a 2-time Bronze Star winner in the Marine Corps in the Pacific. We think he had a Silver Star. I think I threw it away, but records are not sure. He went Guadalcanal twice, Iwo Jima in the Pacific. I didn't know my father till I was 5. Probably I suffer like I do, like most military kids suffer, because their parents not home. This is outrageous. This is outrageous. Every veteran should call this guy, call the city of New London, and tell him to throw him out. That's what should happen. That's what should happen in these guys.
And we were surprised to read this because even his own party, from Obama to the First Lady, are in support of the military families and programs, and
it's a national move.
Yeah.
The president, well, it's not only that, even under the Republicans, the president to help vets has been a major theme now for the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. We know that there's a great need for them coming back. We know there was a need from Desert Storm,
yep.
Those who suffered under Desert Storm. We know that those who've suffered all this coming back. We know the mental health situation isn't there for them. It's not built up. And there's a great need for this. We're talking veterans.
Right. Was it a third?
We're talking veterans.
A third of the homeless are vets?
Oh, yeah, it's something like that.
It's high.
It's a very high rate across the country. It's very, very high. Mm-hmm. Post-traumatic stress, as you said, is not dealt with like it should. It never was way back when, okay? In fact, you hit it. You know, people who come out of World War II and stuff like that, the men that went through that stuff, the older vets kind of went through that.
And even now, it's pretty much just medicated. You know,
well,
throw a lot of pills at the problem.
A lot of alcoholics come out of there because of
a lot of self-medication.
Self-medication was a real hard thing.
What's funny is the transitional housing model is probably one of the most successful models for ending homelessness if you can do that quick as she's hoping, turn around into permanent housing. And if you have that many people and percentage-wise homeless in your shelter, why would you have them sleeping on a cot if they could be placed in a secure and supported environment for their special needs, which are very special? They're very different than the needs of other homeless people.
What I liked about the letter that Reverend Zoll sent, and Reverend Zoll I don't think gets the show, but there may be other people who watch me, I'm sure, that, is she's right on about what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Now, we take a little different note on the kind of stuff I do because we have a home care business, so we take care of people with brain injury. Okay, some of my organization. Okay, and our thing would be long-term care is what we look to do with people. Okay, the idea of what she's talking about is all it is a resident.
Right.
A resident, and you don't need to be an expert in this. You're refurbishing a house, you're doing that, but then you plug in all the things.
Right.
And the VA outreach is one of the best.
Oh yeah, the support behind them. If they just have a place to reach the person. When I was working at Reliance House, we would go down every year to what they called stand down.
You can call in now if you want. Thank you for those who haven't called in. You can, if you want to call in, please call in. And I think I calmed down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you people who have children, because this to me is very personal.
When I worked at Reliance House, I worked in the Outreach to Homeless program, and we had two shelters. We had the men's and the female shelter, and we had transitional housing programs and all kinds of programs. But for the vets, there's a lot of money behind programs for the vets. It's a popular thing to fund in Congress. But the problem is getting the people in one place to provide those services. And every year we would have to try to, as you did the census of homeless people and you look at your caseload as case managers, you would have to then bring the homeless vet to New Haven for this, or West Haven, for the stand down is this event, they call it, where they bus all the homeless people there and try to hook them up with services.
There's a couple of things. I disagree a little bit that all the money's there because of the complications. Good, we got a call. Maybe it's Mike. Good evening. You're on Street Talk with Father Russ and Tambrio.
No, it's not Mike. I wanted to just make sure you understand that the Congress turned down money for the VA this year.
This year, yeah, I know. I just was going to say that.
And also, the state of Connecticut turned down the George City money, the $1.5 million, to build those vets homes over the VFW, over the American Legion in George City.
Right.
So, but I'll tell you, we don't have. I'm a veteran, 22 years, and I go to the VA every month to take care of my business. I just, there's a lot of money floating around. I heard this woman say there's a lot of money coming in, but it's not hitting the ground.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say to Tambrio about that. You go to the vet hospital. If you go up there during the week, it's crowded and everything. You go there on a weekend, it's like a desert, Well,
I go on my treatment's on Friday.
Is that right?
And, they just built a $5 million cardiac unit at West Haven. We have a great program, a women's program. We have a men's program. I mean, there are many programs. Unfortunately, the money goes to the state, and the state, in some cases, the money goes to states for veterans, and they they bury it up there in Rocky Hill at the local veterans hospital, which is not the VA. It's I'm talking about the Rocky Veterans Hospital. And so the money gets lost up in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I've been around for 20. I belonged to the American Legion for a long time, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm glad to hear you talking about it because no one talks about this issue.
I am so outraged. My son is at, where is that? Newington? Up by Newington. He's in the hospital right now. He's at that one of the extension programs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's 48. I don't tell my age. And this is really, yeah, nobody talks about the vets. They get thrown away.